The Crown Season 5 has arrived and it's made it to the 1990s, but everything has changed with new cast and new characters. So let's take a look at who's in this series of the Netflix hit.
In light of the events of the last 12 months, perhaps I have more to reflect on than most.
Hello and welcome to Screen OD, the channel for people who love TV, movies and streaming. My name's Tim, I'm an editor and a journalist who has been writing and talking about the media industry for more than 15 years, and that's nothing compared to the length of the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, which is fictionally chronicled in The Crown, the Netflix series that has been a global sensation.
The royal family is in genuine crisis.
Have royal scandals damaged the country's reputation?
The House of Windsor should be binding the nation together, setting an example of idealized family life. It's a situation that cannot help but affect the stability of the country.
If you've been watching the series since the beginning, it won't have gone unnoticed that every 2 seasons, the entire cast resets. We started with the Queen being played by Claire Foy, and then of course in season 3 it was taken over by Oscar winner Olivia Colman, and now we have a new Queen. Not just a new Queen though, a new entire cast for the series. So today we are going to look at who plays who in season 5 of The Crown. And there is no better place to start our journey into the cast and characters of The Crown than with the star of the show, the person who wears the crown themselves. Now, as discussed, there have been 2 queens already, but on this occasion, Imelda Staunton takes on the role of Queen Elizabeth II. As we'll see, the 1990s is a very difficult time for the Queen, and Imelda Staunton takes on a role at the centre of the royal family as someone trying to hold together a family that at times appears to be in crisis in this fictionalized story inspired by true events. Imelda Staunton you may recognise from many screen credits across the years, as well as her work in theatre. She's possibly best known to some for her 2004 turn in Vera Drake, which she was nominated for an Oscar for, and of course to Harry Potter fans as Dolores Umbridge. Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, has been portrayed originally by Matt Smith, of course, of Doctor Who and now House of the Dragon fame, and of course by Tobias Menzies in seasons 3 and 4. In season 5, we have a new Prince Philip, and it's time for Jonathan Pryce to take on the role.
Remember the one condition, the one rule. You remain loyal to this family.
Who is silent?
Yes, it's a system. For better or for worse, we're all stuck in it.
Picking up this hugely important role in the series where his predecessors have left it, the Duke of Edinburgh and Prince Philip under Jonathan Pryce continues to be an incredibly important person at the heart of the royal family and a rock on which the Queen relies. Pryce has led an incredibly successful career in stage and on screen, including roles in huge franchise hits like the Pirates of the Caribbean, films like Evita, and in television is possibly best known to many in recent times as playing High Sparrow in Game of Thrones. As it focuses on the 1990s, you don't have to be a history buff to understand that Princess Diana will be front and centre of season 5 of The Crown, and where Emma Corrin started, Elizabeth Debicki picks up the role.
People will never understand how it's really been for me. I never stood a chance.
In the 1990s, the marriage of Charles and Diana starts to break down and then, as we know, eventually ends in divorce, catapulting Diana into being a public figure in her own right. This is a time of loneliness and this is a time of great soul-searching, which of course features the famous, now infamous, Panorama interview with Martin Bashir. Australian actor Debicki is in all sorts of different films and TV shows and made her breakthrough role in Baz Luhrmann's 2013 adaptation of The Great Gatsby. She's also been in things like The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and some may also remember her from playing opposite Hugh Laurie in The Night Manager. Dominic West plays Prince Charles in season 5 of The Crown, and he continues to get closer to Camilla Parker Bowles as his marriage with Princess Diana falls apart. This is a time when the monarchy is under great strain, and he, as a great reformer, seems to think that they need to change. West will be best known to TV students as Jimmy McNulty in the brilliant HBO drama The Wire, in which he played the character between 2002 and 2008, and more recently he's been seen as the star of The Affair.
It feels it's all about to erupt.
Prime Ministers have played a pivotal role in The Crown ever since the beginning of the series, and we've seen many of them come and go. John Major is the Conservative Prime Minister who succeeded Margaret Thatcher, who was played by Gillian Anderson in the last season of The Crown, and he is portrayed on this occasion by Jonny Lee Miller. Jonny Lee Miller has had a very successful career which took off in the 1990s with roles in films like Hackers and of course Trainspotting in 1996. He's more recently been seen in TV roles in things like ABC's legal dramedy Eli Stone and as Sherlock Holmes in CBS's Elementary. Princess Margaret in season 5 of The Crown is portrayed by Lesley Manville. The Queen's little sister is now in her 60s and she appears to have settled down a lot after what has been portrayed as quite a wild youth in earlier seasons of the show. She also now appears much closer to her sister, the Queen. Lesley Manville has a fantastic career in television, film and on stage. She's made 8 films with Mike Leigh. She's received an Oscar nomination for Paul Thomas Anderson's Phantom Thread in 2017, and she's also had 3 Olivier Award nominations, of which she's won once. Olivia Williams plays Camilla Parker Bowles in this season of the show, a woman who will go on from being a close friend of Charles to being the subject of huge media scrutiny and, of course, as we know, eventually marrying him. Williams began her career in theatre and she broke into films in the 1990s with things like Rushmore and The Sixth Sense, and of course she then went on to deliver great performances in An Education and The Ghostwriter, and she's had regular roles in Dollhouse and Counterpart. Prince William is played in the series by Senan West, and West may sound like a familiar name after one of the other cast members we've met. That's because it is. He's actually the real-life son of screen father Dominic West. Double Olivier Award-winning actor Marcia Warren, who has had roles in TV and in film over the years, plays the Queen Mother in the series. Claudia Harrison, who's been in films and TV shows including British drama Murphy's Law and things like The IT Crowd and Midsummer Murders, takes on the role of Princess Anne in season 5. James Murray, who has a great TV filmography to his name, including ITV's Primeval, Sci-Fi's Defiance, and he's got a role in Apple TV Plus's very highly anticipated upcoming series, which is produced by Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks, Masters of the Air. He will take on the role of Prince Andrew in season 5. Sam Woolf, who you may have seen appear in Shakespeare plays on the screen, as well as shows like Humans and Call the Midwife, plays Prince Edward. Natascha McElhone plays the wife of Prince Philip's godson, Penny Natchball. Now, you'll probably know Natascha from many great film performances, including The Truman Show and Ronin, and also TV roles in recent times like Designated Survivor. Prasanna Poonaraja plays Martin Bashir, the journalist from the BBC who gets the Panorama interview. Now, it's not actually the first time that he's played Bashir. He played that role in the 2013 film Diana opposite Naomi Watts. He's also been in things like Patrick Melrose and most recently Amazon Prime Video's 10%. Salem Daw plays the wealthy Egyptian businessman Mohammed Al Fayed, who at the time owned Harrods in London. You might recognise Salem Daw from many films from the 1980s, as well as roles in HBO's Oslo and roles in things like Tyrant and the Israeli sitcom Arab Labour. Khaled Abdallah plays Dodi Fayed, Mohammed Al Fayed's son. Now, you may recognise him from his breakthrough role in Paul Greengrass's excellent United 93. He's also been in things like The Kite Runner and Green Zone, and most recently you may have seen him in the Disney Plus Marvel adventure Moon Knight.
Our glories belong to the past, and the world will move on. We'll be left with nothing.
How did it come to this?
The Crown is available to watch all over the world on Netflix. Thanks so much for watching. Hope to see you again for more Screen OD videos very soon.